All right, so the next one here, the U.S. has no plans to withdraw from Syria. So maybe this doesn't sound like news, but I thought it might be worth covering. A State Department official has told Rudaw that the U.S. has no plans to withdraw its troops from Syria. So the U.S. has about 900 troops in eastern Syria, and it backs the Kurdish-led SDF, allowing Washington to control and occupy about one-third of the country's territory. The U.S. claims the occupation is about fighting ISIS remnants, but the continued U.S. presence is more about keeping Damascus and its ally Iran out of the area and controlling they want to control the oil resources. The occupation is also part of the economic campaign against government-controlled Syria, which includes crippling sanctions, and those are specifically designed to prevent the country's reconstruction. Antony Blinken has said that that's the whole purpose. So, of course, it has a devastating impact on the civilians that live there. So this is Ethan Goldrich. He's the Assistant Deputy Secretary of State for Near Eastern Affairs. He said the U.S. would not leave Syria until its mission was completed, referring to anti-ISIS operations. But again, we know what it's really about. He said, quote, "We are not planning to withdraw from Syria. We are planning to continue and complete our mission to prevent a resurgence of ISIS and to counter ISIS and to work with our partners." Goldrich, end quote. Goldrich also said the U.S. occupation was about holding the regime accountable, referring to the government of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. He also reiterated U.S. opposition to regional countries normalizing with Damascus, as Arab nations have accepted that Assad is not going anywhere and they are reestablishing relations with the Syrian leader. So another reason why I covered this, earlier this year, there were reports that suggested the U.S. was considering a Syria withdrawal when they started talks, when Iraq was asking them to leave. But it seems like they have placated al-Sudani, the Iraqi prime minister, for now. So, of course, if they don't have to leave Iraq, that means they're not going to have to leave Syria. There's about 2,500 U.S. troops in Iraq, but that presence supports, is important in supporting the occupation of Syria. So, unfortunately, no sign. And both of these, the troops in Syria, the troops in Iraq, they serve as a major, tripwire for potential war with Iran, especially as things escalate. In Lebanon, if things really explode, the militias in Syria and Iraq are probably going to get involved. The U.S. will probably hit them. You just never know what that's going to lead to.